2022 will best be remembered as a roller coaster year for most of the country, but specifically Orlando as well. Today we're going to get into how real estate started this year, where we're at today, and some of the biggest stories that we talked about life in Orlando. And at the end, I'm going to give you 3 things that I think are going to happen in 2023. Stay tuned. All right, so let's start this video out talking about real estate and specifically real estate prices. If you remember what January of this year was like, you had to do crazy things just to get a house. But even backing up to last year, pricing in Orlando went up over 20%. Starting off the year here in Orlando at the average sales price of $471. You went all the way up to $505,000 as an average as you got through May, June, and July. Now that's slid back to about $475. So year over year, we're still up about 1 to 2%, but over the past few months, things have slid back about 5%, which creates a lot of different opportunity. All right, so what opportunities does that create for you as a buyer? Well, interest rates have started pulling back into the 5s, sometimes high 6s, depending on your credit and income and that sort of thing. But builders right now are offering massive incentives to get you to come back because they're paying on lots, they're paying for trades, they're paying for all of these things that they need to keep going on. And so if they don't do deals with you, then they're just going to continue to lose money. And so they're not going to want to do that. So builders, great opportunity. Sellers on resale, while we're not seeing an explosion of inventory, like there's no foreclosures, there's a lot of things that are still really strong. Sellers are also understanding that they need to make concessions in order to get deals done. So it's a really cool opportunity if you're a buyer. So there were 2 news stories that really helped shape what was going on here in Orlando. We had so many people moving here from all over the world, and one of the big relocation companies was Disney. They started the year with the idea of we were going to relocate 2,000 people from the Anaheim area, Imagineers over to the Lake Nona area, and then middle of the year they decided we're going to pause that whole idea for the next at least 2 or 3 years. So you had some people from Disney that moved here, other ones that decided to pause and stay in California. And what does that mean for the Lake Nona area? It was a news story that really got started on a high note and then sort of tapered off towards the end of the year. That's to be seen on what changes there for next year. The second thing still has to do with Disney, and it was DeSantis versus Disney. You had the Reedy Creek Development District, which is Disney's self-governing area, and DeSantis came after it and said, we're going to take that away. And many of the people in Orange County and Osceola County got a little nervous, deciding like, okay, do we have to absorb the billions of dollars in bonds that Disney has by using their own development district? Turns out DeSantis decided to sort of reverse course on much of that story and still allow them to keep their district. And so kind of this collective sigh of relief for people that live in the Orange County area. So massive news in terms of jobs and theme parks in our area were 2 of the headlines from 2022. The cool thing that happened to at least my team and I in 2022 was we finally finished our office. We'll take a look real quick. All right, come on. Oh, this is your first time watching our channel, make sure you hit subscribe because we're putting out multiple videos every single week about real estate, theme parks, and living in Orlando. Hit the subscribe. It's gonna take forever. Hit the subscribe. Wait. Beyond the politics and everything going on with Disney and DeSantis, there were some other really big news stories here in Orlando, and really it had to do with the developments in our area. We had billions and billions of dollars of new construction coming to the Lake Nona area, Sunbridge, over in Wellness Way. There's a lot of really cool things that are happening here in Orlando, and relocation of some major companies. You've got the defense industry, you've got Simcom Aviation, you've got big companies still moving their stuff to Orlando. And so although it was a bit of an up and down year, I think we're ending on a high note for the city of Orlando and everything going on here. Does this gingerbread make me look fat? Let's talk about 2023 predictions. All right, so I've got 3 predictions for you, and the first one has to do with real estate. Actually, it's a lot of real estate stuff, so give me a minute here. I think real estate over the next 6 months, because interest rates are still a bit high, there's a little bit of unease in the market. I think we will slide another 3 to 5% over the next 6 months. The second part of 2023, I think that we see a rebound as inflation gets taken care of and a lot of other things happen to get more confidence back in the market. If you look at the job market right now, especially in Orlando, unemployment is still only 2.7%. But if you're a renter in Orlando, I think that rents continue to climb in most areas. Reason being is because many of the buyers that would have gotten into the market are sitting on the sidelines and renting, which is causing more demand than we actually have supply. And so while you might not have 40 applications per apartment, it'll probably still be multiple applications and really high occupancy. All right, so let's do a prediction on the theme parks. I think we've got Tron opening up. You've got a lot of things back at Disney and at Universal that are continuing to go at each other. And I think over the next year or two, we're going to see more and more releases of what's coming to both theme parks. And I think that that's going to draw people from around the world. And I think that's a really positive thing for if you live here or you're visiting here, the more offerings, the better. I think that they're going to continue to invest, especially with Iger coming back to Disney, regardless of what's going on in the economy, because they're going to be looking 2, 3, 4 years into the future and want to take advantage of the next upswing of our economy. All right, so the third thing, and really a trend that I think that's going to take into 2023, is how many builders, developers, business owners that were going to go all in 2023 decide to sit on the sidelines. And I actually think that creates opportunity for people. If you're a buyer, you're a seller, it's a little confusing out there right now. And so personally, I'm very excited about what's going on, not just 2023, but really the next 2 or 3 years here in Orlando. And so if you're looking for a guide, you're looking for somebody to help you with the whole process, make sure you reach out. My team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. info@pozekgroup.com is my email. We'll see you guys on the next video.